When I was a middle school teacher, I was also a coach. And I coached many sportsmen in the building. But I didn't do that alone. My partner, my ace in coaching, and he had already been coaching before I got there, I just became his assistant coach, was a older black gentleman named DeForest Somerville, D. Somerville. Mr. Somerville was a legend, and a lot of the kids in our building, he had not only taught, but coached their older brothers, sisters, uncles, aunts, fathers, mothers, grandparents. Like, Mr. Somerville knew everyone and had coached a lot of the people that came through Louisville, Kentucky, even some of the greats. After I got out of teaching, I heard about Mr. Somerville passing. And even though I hate wakes and funerals, can't stand them, out of respect for Mr. Somerville, my one-time partner, I went to his wake. It was actually quite sad, because for a man who knew everyone, and everyone who knew him talked about him fondly, barely anyone showed up to the wake or funeral. I don't know what the situation with his family is. I think there were some family members there. But of all the kids that he had taught over the years, of all the teachers that had taught with him, there was myself and a couple other teachers I saw during the time I was there, and maybe one or two kids that I saw that I knew. And there may have been more there that I did not know. It's hard to believe. I spent 13 years with that man. What kind of legacy will you leave behind? What kind of legacy will you leave behind? Hello, Governor. This is Rakai Steed, nupefromdaville. Jump right into this thing. Doctor Who, Season 4, Episode 7. This one was called The Unicorn and the Wasp. And the name of my deep dive today is The Legacy We Leave. You know, it's easy to talk about legacy, and I've talked about it before. It's one of the things that I constantly think about with kids. In this particular episode, we have basically a real-life game of Clue play out in an English manner in the 1920s, 1926 to be specific. And it just so happens that one of the guests at this dinner party, this soiree, is none other than one of the most famous writers to have ever lived, Agatha Christie. However, it is on the day the Doctor and Donna arrived there, on the day that in real life Agatha Christie went missing. In real life, in 1926, she found out that her husband was cheating on her, and no one knows to this day the circumstances behind she disappeared. For 11 days, people searched her. It made international headlines. They were looking for her everywhere. No one found her. They found her car next to a lake, a little pond, a little lake, and she turned up at some hotel many days later with amnesia, no recollection of what happened. And that is showcased in this episode. But during the episode, there's a huge part of the episode where Agatha Christie is extremely down on herself, and she doesn't believe that her writing is very good and that anyone's going to even remember any of her writing. She believes that, it's not the thing of legacy. We're talking 1926, so there's no talking movies. All the movies are silent at that time, and it's not a huge industry yet. She doesn't think anyone's going to remember her books, and she's one of the most celebrated authors in history. It's hard to just have confidence and know without a shadow of a doubt that what you're doing is great. There's a huge difference between the greatness at 100% capacity, you giving everything that you can, and being really, really good at about 90%. It's often said that the extraordinary is ordinary people just doing something extra. And sometimes that's right. And sometimes people don't realize the sacrifice that goes into realizing your own greatness. A lot of us would be okay at just good. It's good enough. My father used to go nuts on me, go crazy, because if I brought in an A-, it's not good enough. He was always of the attitude, why should I accept an A- when I know you can get A+ with your eyes closed? There's no such thing as good enough. Not when you are capable of so much more. And he was going about the wrong way of trying to get through to me and teach me a lesson about being the best that I could be at all times. If I have the capability, if I have the propensity, the bandwidth to do more, to be more, why not do that? Why not be that? You know, but you're talking about it as a lesson, and I did not see it the same way he did. You know, your legacy is the impact and purpose that you leave behind through your daily actions. It can benefit your family, your community, your faith, and your work. You can leave a legacy by using your unique talents, your passions, and resources to make the world a better place. Yes, that's straight off Google. I can talk to you in circles all day about legacy, but that's what Google says a legacy is, and I agree. A few things I do know about a legacy is, how do you achieve it? If that's something that's important to you, how do you leave behind something that will be remembered, that will be talked about? Your life. The best thing that you can leave your friends is the story of your life. That's how you leave a legacy. That's how you have people talk about you, hopefully in a positive light, long after you've gone. It has to be about more than just you. What you do has to benefit more people than just you. And it's easy to say, I'm just going to benefit my family, but it's got to be bigger than that. We have people out here who are leaving a legacy all the time. Now, we associate those with rich people and smart people, but some of them are not that rich and some of them not that smart. Some of them are not good people. They're leaving a legacy, but they're not good people at all. And some of them are people that we revere, make them iconic, and they are jackasses. What you really want to do is carve your name on somebody's heart, not on a tombstone. When you can etch your legacy into the minds of others and a story they share about you, that's how you know you've left a legacy. That's Shannon Adler. You know, it's easy to say that when my kids have kids one day, I want to pass on money and material things. But they need to know that I had a legacy of character, of faith, and that I'm passing that on to them. That they are good, upstanding people with high integrity, high faith, high character. It's so hard in this generation. We got AI and we got deep fakes and all these things, and people barely believe what they see. That's real. And now you can fake results. The best thing you can do is have your character unbesmirched. But it's hard these days. It is extremely hard in this time and age. Discover your purpose. Figure out the impression that you want to make on people and what you want to leave behind. What will your life say about you? Did you follow your passions and purpose in life? Because if not, why would anyone talk about you? Some people are okay with people talking about them, whether it's positive or negative. That's not what I want. I don't want my name on a building, because it won't be before long where people just see the name on the building and never ask, who is that dude? What did he do? Why is his name on the building? Besides, he's rich. It's sad that someone as great as Agatha Christie could not see the importance in what she was doing and the joy that she left people, and how her books, her legacy would outlive her. But it's true. Many people don't see it. One of the greatest people I personally met in my life was a motivational speaker named Manny Scott. And Manny was a character who was depicted in the movie Freedom Riders with Hilary Swank. Actually, his life and someone else's life was amended, kind of melded into one character in that particular movie. I can't even begin to tell you what I learned from that man in the assembly that we had him come speak to the school I was teaching at the time. It was just life-changing. It really was. And you had an entire gymnasium full of some hard-ankled little children and adults who were cynical as all get out, just in there crying like a little girl with a bruised knee. But what I took away from it was about legacy. For one, when you can't journal, write stuff down. But even more important than that, and I think I heard Gary Vaynerchuk say this one time, your life is your legacy, and you are writing it every day. And he's absolutely right. What you do every day, the person that you are, what you say, what you do, it matters. And even when you don't think people are paying attention, they are. Your life is your legacy. This is Rakai Steed, new from Daville. Like, comment, share, and if you haven't subscribed yet, stop playing. Hit the button. It's got to be about this. And it really, really, really has to be about this.